how you've known me for like, what, over 10 years, right?
Yeah.
2013, it's 12 years, dude. The fuck does the time go? It's nuts.
I want it back.
I know, dude.
Back, bro. I lost too much time.
You know what, for me, dude, you know what it is? For me, it's sunsets. Do you know why I love sunsets so much? Because they're incredible and they're simple, but they're incredibly complex.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Think of the magnificently intricate ingenuity and complexity in a sunset all rolled up into one beautiful
And then we're able to perceive that beauty. And it's amazing.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
And you don't think of that because it happens every day and you take it for granted, but I don't.
Yeah.
You know, I'm super blessed that I can see that in Seattle. I can see it in Portland. I can, you know, I'm going to be in Cali in a couple days, right? I'm blessed. But we can all do that. We can all look at that sunset and go, holy shit, I'm here and I get to do this.
Yeah.
And that's incredible. And if you live in the United States,
there's something primal about it because sunrises and sunsets, that's been our human experience. So it's what we can relate all the way back to the cavemen. Every day their life revolved around the setting,
campfire,
and the rising of the sun. At nighttime, we looked at the same stars they looked at.
I know, right?
100,000 years ago.
Right.
Whatever human beings looked like
Incredible.
100,000 years ago, they were looking at the same constellations.
That we are, our ancestors. Man, I think, you ever done a DNA test?
No.
Dude, I did it.
My family has.
Okay.
I read about like, I don't know, I read about like they sell your information and all that, so I never did it, but.
I did it, man. And it was, for me, it's fascinating because I'm Syrian.
Yeah.
And we are, if you look at Syria, it's truly in the middle of the old world, right?
Yeah.
It's literally between Europe, Asia, Africa.
Yeah.
Right? It's the crossroads. And literally my genes show that.
That's
it's
awesome.
actually crazy how genetically diverse I am.
That's
Because people look at me and they go, what are you? I get that a lot, right? Because I could pass for white, I could pass for black, I could pass for, I've had people think I was Filipino. And that's the most interesting. Turns out I'm all of the above, by the way. Not Filipino, but sort of. But it turns out.
A little bit of all.
Do you want to know what's crazy? And I knew this. I saw my grandma when I was a kid, and the first thing I thought of, she looks like indigenous, like Native Indian. I remember thinking, like, my grandma, like, she's from Syria. Why would that be, right?
Yeah.
Turns out my DNA, man, I am like 12% Northeast Siberian. Wow.
That's cool.
So interesting.
Yeah.
Right? Like, where did that person, and I think to myself, I have an ancestor that came this ginormous distance. And somehow, and I think maybe that's why I have the travel, maybe that's why I'm the way I am, is this distant Northeast Siberian ancestor of mine that ended up in Syria. Somehow I became, and like there's an even, and I actually did a post about this on TikTok. My uncle told me the craziest story about 2 months that I had no idea. My grandmother's was my grandfather's second wife, okay? His first wife died giving birth. So the baby died and the mother died. What a tragic event.
Yeah.
But that tragedy is the entire reason of my existence.
Yeah.
If she survived,
right. Yeah.
I wouldn't be here.
Crazy how that works.
Isn't that insane to think that this incredible misfortune of this baby and this mother is the reason for my incredible fortune? And nobody thinks about that. Nobody thinks who died, who, like, you know, in a war, in whatever. We've all seen tragedy. We just don't know it. Like, it's hidden in our DNA. And I find that
Einstein's parents were like mentally handicapped.
Really?
Yeah, there's all
I had
sorts
no
of
idea.
Weird circumstances in history where you're like, that could have so easily not happened.
And when we like, you know, they talk about gratitude a lot. That's what makes me gracious, man. Like, I mean, it's cool. I do some epic shows, right? Like last night, but it's the little things, man, that I think about all the time, like that.
We have more in common than we have different. I remember my first and only time I've been in Africa. I was in Morocco. It was a solo trip. I was coming back from Ibiza, and I had bought a one-way trip from Ibiza to Morocco so that I would have that on my. You know what? You know, like you have to have an exit when you enter Europe, you can't you can't fly into Europe with a one-way plane ticket. They're like, nah, bro, we already got enough people. When are you gonna leave? So I bought a plane ticket to Morocco so I could have an exit ticket. And anyway, so long story short, I'm flying back to Miami, and I was like, man, I really want to fucking go to Morocco. So I did. I went to Morocco.
I've been to Morocco too. It's a great place.
I flew to London, Gatwick, and then back to Miami for like the same price.
Right.
So, but I go to Morocco. I'm walking through the streets, and people are looking at me funny. And I'm like, all right, military-aged male, clearly American. They don't like me. And then finally, one of the old dudes, he was looking at me a little bit too long, and I'm like, oh, here we go. Uh-oh. And then he's like, I love your beard.
You know what it is?
I realized, I was like, these dudes out here have red fucking beards.
They probably think you're Muslim.
They're like blonde. There's
white people,
blue-eyed, red-bearded Muslims.
Oh yeah.
And I was looking at these dudes, and we're like, yo.
Well, see, I'm from Syria, where half my family's white. Like, would be they're as white as you. You know what I mean? Like, so and they got except their name is Muhammad, Ahmed or whatever, right?
It's funny.
But
the ancient ancestry, it's like we don't realize how much the ancient humans moved around.
Man, they did. With me, my mom. So my mom has polyfibromyalgia, one of these bone disorders, joint, and it's obviously tragic. She's in a lot of pain, but 90% of people that get it are Scandinavian. And my mom's Syrian. So we have a Viking ancestor, because a lot of people,
the Muslims and the Vikings, did you know where they met?
It's the Vikings. So you know what the story is? Vikings actually came, you always hear them in Europe, but they actually came to the Middle East a lot.
Yeah,
but you know how they terrorized the Europe, they always spoke badly of them?
Yeah.
The Middle East was the opposite. They actually revered them.
Didn't they work for the kings?
That was a little later. Yes. So they worked for the Ottomans. So they were
right.
And even Swedish meatballs come from the Ottoman Empire.
Oh, that's cool.
I know. This is.
I'm Norwegian.
Yeah.
I have my grandmother and her brother went to Norway and got to step foot on our ancestral farm.
That's so cool.
And everything. And we know we have all the history. We know exactly who migrated to America in the early 1910s or 19.
That's so crazy.
Fucking really early.
That's
days,
crazy.
Right? And we still know those people. So then a year after they went to Norway, and then a year later, one of them came here and stayed with us in Portland. I took her around Portland and everything. And so now we're the next trip is I want to go to Norway.
You should, man. It's an amazing country.
It's cool, yeah. It's really crazy. The ancient people moved around a fucking.
They did, man, and
they traveled the oceans.
There's so much of the human story that I find, and that's my ultimate goal, man. Is this is my brand, right? Music is the answer, and the reason I say that
it's universal.
It's universal.
Yeah. And
there's a way to bridge cultures nothing else.
If we met aliens, that's probably the only way we'd be able to conversate with them, because that's a universal thing, right?
It goes a lot deeper than people realize. So the science is in. Music is the only medium that activates the entire brain. From healing properties to connecting us, when we're at a concert together, we really are. If you see me and I'm getting everybody to do this, I'm syncing us all. Yeah. We're creating a certain.
There definitely is a hive mentality that comes in. I remember when I went to EDC for the first time. So this is 2013. I'm a promoter in Vegas. I'm out on the strip in my suit with my fucking wristbands.
Yeah, I remember.
And so my boss comes back to the casino, middle of the night. He's fucking plastered. And this guy is hardcore, straight edge military guy.
Really?
And he comes back with fucking daisies painted on his face and shit. And he's I was like, who the fuck are you? And he was like, listen, here's my passes. He gave me and the other manager of the club at Planet Hollywood. He's like, listen, fucking here's my passes. They're VIP passes. He's like, you guys are going tomorrow. You're not coming to work. He's like, you need this experience.
No shit.
Matter of fact, don't come Monday either. And fucking, so we had we're not EDM kids, bro. I was not that guy.
That's
at that
hilarious.
Moment. I turned into, now I love electronic music.
Yeah.
But at the time, I didn't even know what the fuck I was walking into. And it was I think on the main stage there had been 80,000 people, and Calvin Harris had everybody sit down and jump all up at the same time, and I don't know, it was like you could feel it.
Totally.
It was like, whoa, this is fucking cool being part of this.
And it's this collective experience that we need to bring back. I mean, we have this with sports, right? We have this,
but sports is our modern way of satisfying that need for war,
aggression.
So
I was gonna say it's a different.
Sports is a little,
but it's a healthy way of doing it.
It's a healthy way of doing it. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, our not too distant ancestors figured a lot of this stuff out. And the one thing that's been lost, in my opinion, so music has a fascinating history where, like, you know, we're all used to being centered around one person, a rapper, a singer, whatever it is. Well, in the ancient days, they actually built these amphitheaters for the whole place to be singing.
Like drum circle type of thing.
Yeah, and then and so there might be sort of a conductor, but we all sang.
Yeah, that's cool.
The people in the crowds. And we need to bring that back. We need to bring back an experience. This is where my journey from like DJ, I mean, you know, we met in Vegas, right? I'm a club DJ.
Yeah, we should touch really quick how we
yeah, I know, right?
Run that back really quick. Had you just moved to Vegas?
No,
or you'd already been there for a while?
I've been there since 2007. Okay. So I've been there a good 6 years when we met, but that was still so long ago now.
Yeah.
And I mean, we just clicked, right? Like, we're both just doing that one spot, and then you moved to Miami.
I think we're both gonna feel old when we recognize the fact that where we met, that club doesn't exist because that casino doesn't exist. That literal fucking casino isn't there anymore.
God, I know.
It used to be called the Monte Carlo.
Yeah.
Look it up, kids. It's
what is it? The MGM, the Park
MGM now. Yeah. So I guess the building technically still is there.
Yeah. But it's a total. It's like on the record.
Dude, yeah, it was like old. Yeah, that's the place.
But like, I mean, that just tells you like we survived that, and then you went on to Miami and kicked ass. You got me to do I still remember that weekend we did, man. Was it Labor Day weekend?
Yeah, you were
doing my Bottle Popper song.
You were dropping you were releasing your single, and you were doing a big tour releasing that single.
Dude, and that was the kickoff. You hooked it
up. Pool party's going.
Dude, remember the limos? You hooked it up, bro.
Yeah, dude. Remember we had that photo with all the DJs there and everything.
I know. I still keep in touch with that one guy.
That's awesome. Cause?
No, Shay.
Shay? Oh, they're good dudes.
Yeah, man, good dudes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, so, they're good people, man. Music really does connect people from different cultures and different things. Because if you like me personally, like I'm not the type that would ever really go to a party and I'm not going to be the life of the party at the party. So the fact that I'm working in this kind of industry, it allowed me to
be that without having to be the extrovert.
Like be in circles that I never wouldn't have been in before. And I don't know, music is the ultimate connector. You're right about that.
Yeah, so for me now, that's really my journey because, you know, I've done so many concerts since. I mean, when we met, I'd just done the Ariana Grande.
Yeah, so I would consider you like a specialist in opening for world-class acts all around the world to massive stadiums full of people. So when we first met, you were doing clubs. And you were doing the club circuit. You were doing clubs all around the country. And I just done
Ariana Grande like the month or two before.
Okay, so that was your first stadium tour.
That was my first where I'm the opener. I'm in Europe. I'm with Ariana Grande for.
What year was that again?
2017.
Okay. Yeah, so that was when 2017 was when I started doing the pool parties by myself.
Yeah.
Because I was doing the bar crawl. Me and my buddies had a bar crawl business before that. Then late 2016 or
you had that dope pool. We did that pool party.
Doing the pool parties, and then that's how we got linked up again. And you came to Miami.
Yeah.
You and like 3 of your friends. It was
Brad.
Awesome, dude.
My boy Decepticons, who just got married and he's in Vegas. Yeah, he's coming to the LA show. Yeah.
Yeah, that was called Do Not Disturb the Pool Party.
Yes.
And I did that every Saturday, I did Saturdays at the Hall and Sundays at the Albion. And those were some of the best times of my life.
I know, dude. They were great. We had such a good time.
Me and my wife were fucking tag team doing this event together. Had all my friends were producing the music. It was a good time, man. But then during that time, when you were in Miami, we did my pool party, and then we were at my apartment, and then I think you got news that you're of your next tour, right?
So that was the next time I came. Remember the next time? Yeah.
Oh, no, sorry. Okay, I'm skipping forward. So then you came back another time to Miami.
That was like
for a pool party
that you did
at the W on the rooftop in Brickell.
Yeah, you had me back out, and I was like literally crashed out on your couch. And I remember seeing my mentor's number on my phone. I was like, oh shit. And he texted me. He's like, call me back ASAP. And I was like, what? Uh-oh, this is either really bad or really good. I'm like, what's going on? He's like, first words out of his mouth, Backstreet Boys. I'm like, he's like, what are you doing, this time to this time? And this was like early April, and this was for like in a month. I was like, whatever you're telling me I'm going to do is the answer to that, right? And he's like, man, right now your name with about 80 other DJs. I think you got a decent shot though. Send me your stuff ASAP, make sure your website looks good. I'm like, remember me? I was like, okay, I gotta wake up here, I gotta get this done. Week later, the confirmation.
Nice.
My life changed. That was, every single concert I've ever done was and I hate to use the word, but it was almost a stepping stone in a sense that I got deeper and deeper into understanding how social human psychology works.
So I have a lot of friends. In that DJ professionally, because as a promoter, it's always obviously I'm looking to work with the best DJs at my club. So I know a lot of DJs. So I understand the industry, I understand the business, but you've been able to fill a niche that I don't know any other DJs that have been able to fill that niche. I don't know anybody else that's done any stadium type of work. So what's it like warming up a crowd for?
So it's a good question because it's way harder than people think.
I can imagine.
Here's how I put it. And this goes for just DJing in general now. It's really, really, really easy to be an average DJ now. And I think that's what creates a lot of the hater culture and
because of all the new technology and cell phone apps and
you got it. So to be an average DJ now, like honestly, I could teach you, and within 2 hours, you'd be pretty close to average DJ.
What do they call it? It's the bedroom producers, right?
Yes, the bedroom DJs.
It's so easy to,
It's so easy, but to be a very good DJ is actually very, very hard. It takes hundreds of hours of practicing. In fact, my guy that was with me in the arena last night here in Portland, he asked me about that, and I told him, he's like, dude, you played the perfect set. There was not a single song where the crowd didn't go nuts for like 45 minutes straight. And he's like, how did you do that? And I'm like, honestly, trial and error. It's literally even starting this tour. And I did Ice Cube last year, and that's what got me on this tour.
So how does that work? Like, not to be like stereotypical, what's your creative process?
It's a great question.
Yeah, because all the artists you've worked for, they're different, and then each city is gonna have different vibe too. So what's it like prepping a set?
Excellent question.
City to city like that.
So there's unique characteristics in every city. So you try to play on human psychology, and actually, the first thing I know, there's VIPs. So they have a little VIP party for about 100 people before the concert. Those people are the first people in through the door. First thing I do, shout them out. Shout out to all my VIPs in the building. You guys are the real ones right here. Now they're on my, so the first thing you want to do is win over allies, right? You want to win over the ladies, you want to win over the guys, the OGs versus the new Gs, and gonna keep the vibe 90% West Coast hip hop, right? And then you want to kick in sort of the local lingo, so to speak. So like, I know people are from Beaverton, or what was the other one? Hillsborough, right? So I was like, shout out to all my people that came out here from Beaverton. Oh, and you the real ones if you came from Hillsborough, because you know what I mean? My boy's telling me like, these are the parts. So like, I'm developing this sort of camaraderie locally. Like, so when I was in Vancouver, me being originally from Vancouver, I know the Vancouver hip hop scene. So I threw in some classic Vancouver rapper tracks. And then I kind of trolled the crowd a little bit, because there's an actual badass, like one of the best MCs in my opinion, is a guy who's from the Vancouver area. So I stopped the music. I'm like, yo, I can't do a night without playing Canada's #1 rapper. I got to do this song right here. And I play it, and it's a Mercules track. And his fans were there. They're like, oh, you know what I mean? Nice. People were expecting me to say Drake, right? Yeah. But instead, I showed love to a
local.
To a local.
Yeah.
Right.
So you're creating, you're creating that connection. With
a social bond,
and you're showing them that it's not just a cookie cutter.
Totally.
That you're curated this for you people that are currently in the crowd.
And it does something really powerful on us, I think, subconscious level, which is saying, wow, this DJ cares. Like he's not just here to like, you know, and I think I really come up like, and talk about another, you know, overused word, authentic. I honestly think that word is BS. For most artists, most people, it's BS. I actually truly like being myself in front of a crowd. Like I went through crazy stuff in Vancouver. Like you know the movie, you know, 8 Mile with Eminem. Mm-hmm. I really did go through that, and everyone like I made a post about it on Facebook, and even the people that have known me for decades in Vancouver, they're like, yeah, he really did go through a period where it looked like I was finished. Not a single club would book me. No one would even talk to me. Even my own quote unquote friends. I only had one friend stick through it with me out of anyone else.
It sounds like a good story.
It is a crazy story, and but here's the crazy part. It had a very full circle moment that night because it all happened because of a DJ contest where basically it was rigged and I was doing some really badass stuff and they messed up the sound and then they tried to say it was me. And then, so I went around, oh, you know, Will's blaming the sound system when it's because he's a shitty DJ or whatever, right? And the host of that night, he knew it wasn't me.
Yeah.
He knew it wasn't. He knew it was the promoter.
So what happened? They said that the sound fucking cut out in the middle
of my set.
Was it like I got cut. Battle? What was it? What kind of?
It was like a Red Bull freestyle contest.
Okay.
And literally, they cut my set time. They cut like when I was supposed to do the best thing I was about to do. Yeah, I was pretty messed up. And so the promoter cut me out, and the host, who was a DJ himself, was like, he knew that they did that to me. He was like,
so it was a sabotage.
Yeah, he knew it. And, you know, they publicly humiliated me on all these online forums and stuff. I was finished, dude. Like, nobody wanted to touch me after that. That host, DJ, was at the Ice Cube concert.
Oh, damn.
On Saturday night in Vancouver.
And did he know you were going to be on the...
Not till the night of. Not till... He saw me posting about it on Instagram.
That guy bombed in my club 20 years ago.
Well, he was... So he was the host. And to be fair, he was the only guy that was like... He didn't defend me, but he didn't say shit. Because he knew that I was being done dirty.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And this is how a lot of people don't realize. Like, that 8 Mile stuff really does happen behind the scenes. There is dirty stuff. I mean, you're in Vegas, right? And like, especially for me as a DJ, I go through stuff because I have two very, very important skills. I'm a very good businessman and I'm a very good DJ. And that's very, very intimidating because most DJs don't have both.
Yeah, and it's like, I didn't realize too when earlier in my career that it's a very emotional business. I didn't deal with artists I was very rough dealing with artists earlier in my career.
Yes.
And now I realize like you
gotta herd cats.
You have to have an A&R guy.
Yes.
Is just there to just fucking suck them off, dude.
And I'm not that guy.
Yeah,
that's why.
I put parties together and like made a flyer, and then like people were upset at the order of their name on the flyer. I'm like, fuck all of you. I'm not paying for the flyer to get made again. Like, they don't understand that stuff. Now, like, I've come full circle, and I actually understand the reasons for a lot of these things.
But they got to understand your side of it too. But to be fair,
I'm just trying to make money and do anything.
Right, but to be fair, they need to understand. So I understand both sides of the equation.
Yeah.
And that's very intimidating to some people. Do you know what I mean? And it creates a lot of resentment. Like, I'm generally not liked in my local city. Like in Vancouver, I still have haters. You know what I mean? It's crazy that all these years they still can't let go. But most DJs now know, all right, we need to get on this dude's side. He's the guy touring the world. We're the guys struggling locally still. You know what I mean? But it was a full circle moment when he saw me. Literally, I was going to see a friend. Like, it was on the floor. The show, Ice Cube was on by this time, and he looked at me and I looked at him, and we remembered that moment.
Yeah.
We remembered. He was like, "That's the same guy that the whole industry tried to demolish." You know what I mean? It was a pretty crazy. Like, if they ever make a movie about my life, people aren't gonna like. That was truly, truly. That's
the hero's journey arch.
Yeah,
right there.
and instead of being like, vindictive about it, I've learned, man. I still go through crazy shit, right? And the number one thing I do now, I don't give haters oxygen. I don't acknowledge their existence. They're trying to provoke me, and I know that. And I know that if I respond, they win. So the best thing to do is to keep it to an absolute minimum, and my success is my revenge.
Just stay ahead. Always.
Do you not think that this?
Always let your enemies be catching up to what you've already done.
Dude.
Just work silently. Stay ahead. I remember when I had the bar crawl business. I had. I had people calling code compliance on me and this and that and trying to sabotage me, and they would always be doing this stuff, but somehow we would always be killing it. And it was like, because I didn't I was so busy worrying about myself that I didn't have a chance to like retaliate. I was like, we're making money. I've got to keep making money. These people are trying to sabotage me, but I don't even have time to fight with them,
Mm-hmm.
And then looking back, it's like, okay, well, those guys were spending their extra time trying to fuck me over or plotting and scheming and I was like a mile ahead of them already.
Exactly. That's like, exactly how I think, right? They win the minute you acknowledge them.
Yeah, you got to.
You just got to like
react to what you were doing.
Yeah, like the social media thing is, you want to create these things, and I'm the opposite. I'm like, no, I don't want controversy on social media because it'll interfere with, like you said, of getting ahead.
Yeah.
Right. For me, I'm focused on the next gig. I'm focused on like, it's crazy the power of these haters, and that's the problem. Is most of them have way less to lose than me. So like that's why I'm not going to engage in someone that's got less to lose than I do. Like. They can say just the wrong thing. Next thing I know, there's some insane rumor about me. Could be the worst lie in the universe, but the internet loves to feed on manipulation, like we all know. So
don't give them any.
And it takes away the essence of what I am. I'm a very giving and trusting person, and I never want to change that about myself. I have been burnt because of it, but I've also gained incredible opportunities. Because I trust people, my fundamental nature is to trust people, and I don't want to lose that. Mm-hmm. I'm not gonna lose that, and that's another thing. I'll never allow their failures in life to affect my success, and there's nothing more satisfying than knowing they're watching everything I'm doing and I'm not acknowledging anything. I'm not watching their stuff. I don't care.
Yeah.
Why would I? Right.
So why did you decide to move to Las Vegas? Because you're born, or you raised your whole life in Canada mostly, right?
Yeah.
So why Vegas?
So it's interesting you say that. I started on cruise ships. Like, I graduated from college, and I was supposed to be a banker. Mm-hmm. And my buddy was like, "Dude, here's a funny story for you." My buddy is like, "We should do this cruise ship thing." I'm like, that sounds pretty good. And he was like the MC and I was like the DJ.
That's cool.
And so we actually had this major club in Vancouver. We just moved to Vancouver. We were gonna do this club. They're gonna have us on the radio and stuff. And but then he's like, we should check out this cruise ship. It seems pretty cool. And so we emailed them, and they're interested in me because I'm a DJ. And I'm like, well, hey, I have, my mic guy. He's like my partner. Can you come? And they're like, oh, well, what will it mean if you come or not? I'm like, yeah, I need him. And then they thought we were gay. They thought we were like partners.
They didn't get it.
They didn't get it, or I didn't get it, right? It's pretty funny.
That's great.
But anyway,
so we ended up. So they just gave you the one bed.
No, well, that's the thing. They gave us a room with 2 beds. So like we didn't figure it out until everyone was like,
yeah.
So
is your partner coming to dinner?
Yeah. So we were like, what do you mean? So that's what really got my foot in the door here in the United States. That was like, feels like a lifetime ago now. But I had this cruise ship in Texas, And dude, that's when I actually learned so much about this country. I loved Texans, man. Like, so most of the passengers were from Texas, from all parts of Texas.
Was it cruising up the river?
No, it was in the ocean. It would go from Galveston to Cancun.
Like a big one, like a Carnival. Carnival or something.
Carnival, yeah, that's what it was. Oh yeah, dude, it was incredible. I was like a rock star, dude. I went from about to get a job at a bank to a rock star. It was, and we loved it, dude. You get a 6-month contract, so we come home, and dude, we were like, this sucks. I need to go back. Like, I loved it. So the next one was in Miami. And that's what got me to Miami. And then when I was in Miami, all I heard, because then that's when the mashup movement started. Because I've always been a hip hopper, but before I was a hip hopper, I was into like metal and rock and all that, right? Yeah. Like, so it was awesome for me. I love doing mashups. That's where I learned how to make them on my laptop and stuff. And I got really good at it. Everyone always say, man, you belong in Vegas. You should go to Vegas. You should go to Vegas. So after my next contract, I go home, Vancouver, it's like, sucks here. I'm just a regular dude again. And I'm like, I gotta go to this place. Let me go to Vegas and see what the big deal is. I'll just never forget. We touched down and I was like, oh my God, I did not know men could build such things. You know what I mean? Like I was like this guy straight out of, felt like third world country, like compared to this. I was like, wow, I gotta move here. You know what I mean? And sure enough, dude, I did whatever it took to move to Vegas. And the rest, as they say, is history. Nice. Now, I got my kiddo, I got my condo. I'm as Vegas as it gets now, right?
Yeah, you're a Vegas man, dude.
Yeah.
That's your home city.
I love it.
Sure.
I love it. I'm getting my green card, God willing, this year. So yeah.
So tell me so you started with Ariana Grande. That was your first tour, and then you did...
Where I was opening. So there's a bit of a pre-thing. So I did do VIP parties. So these VIP parties would start the night for a lot of these artists. I started with Jay-Z, Beyonce. I went to The Weeknd. And this really showed Live Nation so Live Nation is a big concert company. And this showed them how reliable I was. And they were like, wow, this guy shows up.
So a VIP party is kind of like a pre-party for the concert? That's cool. Okay.
Yeah, for the artist. And yeah, it was pretty cool. And I made some great connections. Like when I did The Weeknd, I'm still homies with his band.
That's cool.
Yeah, like I make some lifelong friends out of those, man. Mariah Carey, I opened for her. That was after Ariana Grande. So I opened for Mariah Carey, and that was a Christmas tour. And honestly, I would say I wasn't the right DJ for it. I mean, it was kids, it was Christmas. It just...
Very interesting. So it was a younger crowd, Christmas vibes.
No, it was not. So it was kids and it was families.
Okay, yeah.
So it's not...
She has a younger crowd in general, right?
I would say she has, believe it or not, a big gay fan base.
I believe that.
I remember that was there, but it wasn't her typical fan base that was at these Christmas events. Huh. But here was the unique thing. I got to actually be really tight with her crew. And to this day, one of her mates, she's got 3 backup singers that she's been with for years. And the longest is a guy named Trey Lorenz, who himself, I mean, they're all incredible singers, but Trey is just, and so they were just in Vegas this year, and me and Trey recorded a song. And I actually, cool. I love Afro House. Do you know Afro House?
Oh yeah.
I love it.
Like when I was in Ibiza, 29 summer 2019. So it used to be like deep house.
Yeah.
And then deep house kind of started being called Afro House.
Yeah, sort of. There's similarities. Yeah.
It kind of started changing, but that scene was like really taking off that summer I was in Ibiza.
Yeah.
That's probably definitely one of my favorite kinds of music. Just
right.
like to go out and be with friends. Like that's probably my favorite vibe of music to go to. You know?
It is. I love Afro House.
Yeah, I do too.
So it was so unique. They're so in the R&B Mariah Carey lane. I'm showing them like drum and bass, which they know about. Then I show them Afro beat. I show them Afro house. They're like, wow, we didn't even know this stuff existed. But here's the crazy part. I'd play them bootlegs so a bootleg is like not an illegal, but it's like an unauthorized
remix.
Yeah.
So you're just doing it for art's sake.
Yeah,
it's
and
not
for
like
DJs,
copyrighted or anything.
Right.
Yeah.
So we had I would play them some Afro house of Mariah Carey. And they're like, whoa, they'd never heard it before. Do you know what I mean? They were like, wow, this is really cool. I'm like, well, why don't we make one with your R&B song, Trey? And that's what we did. So we took this awesome song he just cut and we turned it in and basically we remixed it.
So when you're producing music, you're making music, you start on your computer, but if you're collaborating with other people, at some point you need to collaborate together and do studio time, or is everything kind of digital nowadays?
It can be. So in our case, we did it all together. We were both in the same. He was there for 10 days, 2 weeks, whatever it was.
That's cool.
He was over at my house almost every day till we got it done. He's the most professional. Man, I cannot say enough. Like, the guy was so cool. So cool.
Nice.
You know, recorded some incredible vocals. Got the other backup singers to do choir in the background. So we gave it a very old school sort of 70s R&B feel.
Cool. On
an Afro house beat, dude. Oh, dude, it came, and just waiting to release it. We're hoping this record label in the UK releases it.
Nice.
So many different lanes, man, that I'm going.
Talking about different lanes, not to jump around or anything, but
tell me
it's cool. About your country project.
So, started out as a side gig. I'm like, over the years, man, I got more and more gigs, clubs, whatever, that just wanted me to play country. Mm-hmm. And I just started.
You used to play a lot of like Canadian type of places too.
Yeah, and so I do these country bars, even in the Midwest, right? Like I do these bars.
What's that big festival you used to do every year?
Stampede.
Radio, right?
Yeah. And that was my first big country event. Like, that's big, right? Mm-hmm. And that was the first ever DJ they had in this area they call Nashville North, where I was like an actual act, you know, and I turned it up, I think a little too hard. And the mandate was my set had to be half country. And so I did this, but I went up and down and like, yeah.
So when you're doing that, when you're putting a set like that together, are you remixing and re-recording
not necessarily
a song with different elements mixed in with it, or are you like
so that's evolved for me. So like then sort of another step in this evolution was I actually made a cover of Tennessee Whiskey on an EDM beat, and people loved it. We had some real good buzz over it. And I ended up doing some tour dates with the singer for it. And how do I put it? Just unique things have happened in my career. And I've just somehow always ended up networking or being in it with some key people in the country industry, especially in Canada. So I was hired. So a good friend of mine runs a country record label for one of the biggest promoters in Canada, who does like mostly country, but he does a little bit of hip hop. So he did an artist named Flo Rida, and he did an artist named Ice Cube. Mm-hmm. So you can already see where this is going. So I got introduced to him, and that's how I got on the Ice Cube dates, because he had these Ice Cube dates actually in the US, in Alaska and in Washington. And that's where Ice Cube and his management saw me play.
Okay.
And they were like, okay, who is this guy? Like, the production manager, as soon as I was done, she texted me. She's like, dude, Ice Cube and his manager watched your set for like 20 minutes. Like, that's unheard of.
Nice.
Like, when you have an opener, it's just whatever. Like, nobody cares. Like, as far as the artist, 90% of the time, they don't care.
But he's a businessman, so
he's a businessman, and like, because remember back to what I was saying. So if you're an average DJ,
just say a caveat that you're actually on tour with Ice Cube right now.
Yeah.
And the reason why we're hanging out right now at my apartment in Portland is because you just left a show in Vancouver
to Portland.
Just finished
last
the
night.
Lotus Center in Portland. That's our big arena.
Yeah, I'm doing an 18 city tour. So this is how it started. So I'm telling you the story of how it started. Was they saw me play, and they were like, "Who is this guy?" Mm-hmm. And you know, she's like, yeah, they want to meet you. They want you to come backstage, and you know, they've got a few VIPs. They're going to be here in Alaska, blah, blah, blah. Come backstage.
Where at in Alaska?
This was in Anchorage.
Anchorage. Okay.
Yeah, in the arena there. Yeah, in the arena.
Way up there, man.
Yeah, dude. Hey, man, have audience, we'll play. I'm like.
I bet they party hard.
Oh, they went hard, dude. They were great. So I'm backstage with Ice Cube and his manager. And his manager was just, I mean, now I actually call him a friend. Brother Ron is just an incredibly giving, like, these guys are so smart, dude. Like, he's helped with Ice Cube's career for the past, 30 years, whatever. I mean, the guy, is it accurate to say icon of our era? I'd say so.
Absolutely.
You know?
Yeah, Ice Cube is, he's affected cultural, he's been consequential culturally since the 80s.
Right. And he tells his story in this concert. It's actually an incredible.
That's cool.
I might be biased, but it's actually the best rap show. And judge, if you read the reviews online, everybody's saying it's the best rap concert you'll go to.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So to be part of this, dude, is crazy.
That's so cool.
It's so crazy, right? So that's how it started, though. So I'm in Alaska with them. They're blown away. He's like, give me your number. He's like, let's stay in touch. You never know. We go to Seattle the next day, do the show, same thing. He's like, dude, you were amazing. Like, we've never seen that in an opener. I'm like, awesome, right? I'm like, a few months later, I see that they got a show in Vegas. Hey, I see that you have a show in Vegas.
Yeah.
What do you think? Like, do they have an open? Hey, let me get back to you on that. 2 days later, hey, Will, I'm going to introduce you to the head of events at the M Resort. And we've let them know that we want you to be the opener.
Yeah.
And then next thing you know, boom, boom, boom. They're like, name your price. When it's Ice Cube telling you, they're like, name your price. Right? Awesome. Show goes amazing.
Yeah.
Right? They hit me up a couple months later. Hey, we've got Ludacris coming in a few months. Can you be our opener for that? That was just past June now. So in this whole time, obviously we heard, the Ice Cube tour coming to start in September. I'd been, honestly, man, it didn't look good. I didn't think I was going to get it. It's very much an up and down, and there's a ton of variables, right? And the best thing I could say is be respectful. I know at the end of the day, man, I'm there to sort of serve their purposes, right? And that's the most important thing a young DJ or artist can remember. Like,
be a team player.
You got to be a team player, and I'm there to support them.
Yeah.
I'm not there. I love my brand, and this is why I want to talk to the press and people to know what I'm about. But at the end of the day, I'm about Ice Cube and the Truth to Power tour, and I've got to do that. So, we talked about music format. And what's interesting, I had an idea in my mind, and when I talked to Brother Ron about it, he's like, well, I'd like to see it a little more. And at first I was like, And then I actually agreed, and it turns out he was right. He was actually really right. He wanted it to keep, I was gonna go the opposite. I thought, well, Ice Cube's gonna do West Coast. Let me do a little bit of other stuff. And then I realized, no, man, Brother Ron's right. I should keep it mostly West Coast. Turns out he was totally right, man. So if you listen to my set, I'm like 80% West Coast and like 20% other stuff, And then that might change a little bit when I get away from here, and it goes back to like, tailoring my sets, right? And making sure they sort of fit the vibe of wherever I'm at.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So like I go to Cleveland, MGK. When I go to Texas, I don't know, Mike Jones. I got to play Mike Jones when I'm in Texas. Yeah. Remember him? Oh, man.
Of course I do.
Dude, I got to play Mike Jones, Paul Wall.
Yeah, Paul Wall is the...
Yeah, hey, props to that guy. You see him now? Do you see him on social media?
If that song came on the radio, I could probably still sing every word.
Really? I love guys like Fat Joe. I love guys in hip hop that have really evolved. So you see see Paul Wall, he's like country boy, happy guy on all his social media, right? Yeah, and it's great, man. Yeah. So, DJ Paul, who I'm friends with from 3-6, great guy. I love seeing, we all have evolved. And I think that's so important as a human being, and what we got to do with music. Like for myself, that's so important. Like I'm so adamant about keeping a positive vibe. And that's what I love. You look at the Ice Cube concert, and what I love so much is you see how he took a negative into a positive. And I love that about it. And I actually learned stuff about Ice Cube I didn't know. Like his 12-year-old sister was killed by police.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Neither. He's right at the beginning. I'm like, okay, life-changing. That changes the equation entirely, right? So when he does his songs, okay, I get it now.
Yeah.
A lot more.
Puts a little bit more passion into fuck the police.
Totally. And I mean, that then had a lot of political implications as well, right?
Yeah.
And then you go deeper into that story. I don't know how much you know about, like, and you've heard rappers talk about it, right?
I've been an Ice Cube fan for my whole life.
Yeah, me too.
I grew up a 90s kid.
Me too.
90s kid with hip hop, so I've been a big fan of Ice Cube for my whole life. When Ice Cube started producing movies, Friday is probably one of the greatest movies ever fucking made. So, and he's a and then so they came out with a movie about his life, which his son played.
Oh yeah,
I watched that, so I know that's Hollywood. I know it's not all real, but
it's pretty close.
But I watched that movie. So if that movie is accurate, I guess I know his life story. If that movie is correct,
it's pretty close, man. And I remember watching that. Everybody did.
Yeah.
That changed a generation of young people.
That was a great movie.
They all watched that movie. It was a great movie.
It was really good, and his son's a great actor.
Yeah, and I've met him a few times.
I've seen him in other shows too.
Yeah,
and he's a talented actor.
Yeah,
Ice Cube's son. What's his name?
O'Shea Jackson Jr.
Yeah, he's great. He's
great.
Yeah.
Like, and then when you start working with these guys closely, like I have been, man, you realize just how next level it is to be around the right people. Mm-hmm. And back to what I went through before with haters and stuff, and I realized, like, I am so adamant now, man, of like I'm ruthlessly militant and cutting people out that are even just a little bit toxic. Mm-hmm. I just can't have them in my life.
That's good.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Because I've learned over the years just how dangerous they can be, and how they can turn on you. And it's scary because I pour a lot into people.
Yeah.
It hurts when someone you've poured so much into not only parts ways but turns against you. And it's some type of a defense mechanism with certain types of people. And it's hard, right? Yeah. Because some of these people are people I loved, and you try to help them and you realize it's drugs, it's alcohol, it's all these things that I'm so blessed that I've never had any addictions. I've been staunchly opposed to drugs my whole life, And
the substance abuse gets the best of people.
It does. And, I've, new rule in my life, none of that. You've got any type of drug or alcohol problem, I'm out.
Well, if you don't do drugs and you don't drink, besides you drink socially responsibly.
Yeah.
You got to just stick with people that are on that same vibe,
Totally.
Because you can't help nobody, you can't save nobody, and if they're gonna.
You want to though, man. Well, see, it's because you see that part of them that could.
You see the good. You see the good in people.
But not more than that. I mean, in the case of, say, my previous relationship, she was very talented. She had a mountain of potential. But, when drugs and alcohol are involved, you can just
that potential.
And then you combine that with troubled family, toxic environment, all that.
Yeah.
It's hopeless.
Yeah.
And it turns into an energy draining. It's unfortunate, man.
Yeah.
And there's broader implications of all this. It's political. It's
at the end of the day, human beings, our consciousness, we're loops. And if you get stuck on the wrong loop, it's really hard to get off that.
You got it. And the only way, and I 1,000,000% agree with that. And the only way out is to actually leave that environment. If you don't leave that environment, you're going to get in those loops.
Yeah.
You're so right.
If you don't change this environment, you'll go to a new place and you'll find the same people, different faces, but the same people.
Good. You're right. You're not wrong. And so the whole challenge is for myself, the way I've evolved as a human being is recognizing my own faults and then recognizing how the brain works. Just like you talk about these loops and these triggers, we all have them. And a lot of them are very subtle, and the subconscious works in very deep ways that literally it purposely conceals from your conscious awareness.
I think that's a really good point that you touch on. I'm a big advocate for self-review.
Yes.
Remember what you thought. Remember how you felt about things, and then once enough time has passed by, evaluate yourself. How did I respond to that
self-reflection
situation?
is truly
was my
I got to look up the book because it's the best book ever on this very subject. It's by a woman named Tasha Eurich. Yeah, Tasha Eurich.
What's the title?
I want to get it right. It's called Insight. I'm just going to get the subheading of it because this book is just that good. I want to do a podcast with her. She's done TED Talks. She has like just a modest social, like a lot of the best books I've ever read. Like I read books, that's a whole podcast on the books I've read. But this is what her book's subtitle, which I think is really important. The surprising truth about how others see us, how we see ourselves, and why the answers matter more than we think. And the whole book is literally about self-reflection.
What's the title again?
Insight.
Insight. Okay, I'll check it out.
Yeah, it is truly one of the best books, and it's like we just talked about.
That reminds me of something that I always try to keep in mind, and it gave me when I realized it gave me a sense of peace, because like a lot of us, like, we're worried about what other people think about us, and we're always trying to like shape other people's perception of us. Well, somebody told me one time that there's an infinite number of versions of you living in other people's heads, and none of them match.
Right.
And it doesn't match your version of what you how you see yourself is not how you see me, and not how your mom sees you. And everybody in society has a different caricature of you in their head. And none of it's accurate. You know,
of course.
So it's like, don't try to manage
it's a compilation. It's a composition.
It's impossible. That sounds like a very interesting book. Check it out.
And it's the core. And I completely agree with her, and I think you would too. Self-reflection is everything.
For sure. Yeah.
And that is the antidote to every personal problem we have. And if we all did that, and we all did that together, it would. And this is the problem. It would eliminate the need for professional therapy.
It's surprising how many people don't take the opportunity to recognize their own wrongs, to self-reflect, find a flaw, and then be like, oh, I was wrong about that.
And to be able to be around friends that think the same way. But we're in such a toxic environment now. Instead of that, you have friends egging you on for lies. Because literally we are in such a bad state as a society.
Society celebrates the sin. They don't celebrate your piety or your
100%. Yeah. And they have a justification for all of it. They have a justification for all of it.
Yeah.
It's always the other guy's fault or the other girl's fault.
That's a big problem in society.
It is.
I read, just to mention another book that I found that I think it's on that same. It's called Discipline Equals Freedom, and it's by oh my God, he's a military guy.
Discipline, is it Jocko
Willink. Discipline Equals Freedom by Jocko Willink.
I like Jocko. Yeah.
So I didn't grow up with like a parent structure.
Yeah, you're interesting to me because I was the opposite.
The fuck I wanted when I was a kid.
I grew up the opposite. I had a father.
I wish somebody had beaten me to half to death with that book, chained me in a room, and made me read it. But I was like, fuck, if I'd have read this when I was 12 years old.
But you know what, man?
Discipline was for.
Do you know what's interesting about that? So my dad was super hard on me, man. My dad was super hard on me. I hated my dad growing up. But I look back now, you know, side story, like it was great to stop. I stopped in to see my mom and dad, and it might be the last time I see my dad alive. He's getting
yeah,
I'm really great because we were estranged for most of my life. He taught me a lot about life in that it's not always about, like, character is way more important than like superficial behavior.
Yeah.
My dad, by all measures, is just a difficult dude, man. He had a real tough personality. But you know what, man? He did right by our family. And I'm not saying he did it perfect, but he did right by me and my sisters overall. A lot of bad parts in the middle, but overall, he stayed, you know, my parents stuck together. And really huge credit to my mom.
Glad to hear you say that, because
huge credit to my mom for that.
There's so many flaws, like with our parents and stuff, but I think it's to honor the good that they did for us.
And that I think is again a back to this flaw presently in society. How many people hate their parents and all that. And for me, I'm doing that for selfish reasons. Like, I want to reconcile with my dad for me. You know, I wonder about guys like yourself who don't have that opportunity. You know what I mean? Like, it's got to be tough. You know, like,
you know, like what we were talking about in the car the other day is that reconciliation is really healing. Forgiveness doesn't need. Forgiveness and reconciliation, they don't have to be exclusive.
Yeah.
You can forgive and still not have reconciliation.
Yes.
But reconciliation is like a beautiful gift.
Totally.
When two people can come together and reconcile their differences and mend their relationship, it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah. And you know, I've realized stuff in life that the human brain is messy. There isn't any easy answers. Mm-hmm. So my dad is a deeply religious guy. And so is my mom. And so for me, I'm not, right? But what's interesting about that, I have come around to that a lot and recognized the importance. I appreciate religion a lot more. And I think that's what sort of mended it between me and my dad.
That's awesome.
Yeah, like he saw that with me and I showed deference to my dad about that. And that made a world of difference to him. You know what I mean? And so, like, humans communicate on different layers. You know, there's so much more complexity and nuance, and I wish people knew that. And I do feel like, you know, who knows that? These brain scientists that are working for these social media companies.
Yeah, they do. They absolutely do.
You know?
Yeah.
And that's the scary part, because they're learning how to manipulate us.
And then they're training the AI models so that the fucking evil robots can do it too.
Yeah, I mean, well, have you heard about that story where this young person turned to AI for therapy, and it actually encouraged her
to kill herself? Yeah. Yeah, my wife told me that story this morning.
How tragic.
It mentioned the word suicide like hundreds of times in this conversation it had.
Yeah, well, AI is very, so people don't even understand the manipulation happening on the AI level. Mm-hmm. Like they're always updating the models, right?
Yeah.
And it's now very sycophantic.
Yeah.
So if you have like
that's a great idea.
You're a genius.
What a smart question. You must be really smart for asking me this. Yeah, I know. I'm like, hey, shut the fuck up, dude. You know?
Yeah, but see, people like me and you, now picture yourself being someone subpar of intelligence and have a little bit of narcissism.
It convinced to call the CIA because it invented a new strain of mathematics.
God.
Bro, I actually did feel empathy for that guy. I felt bad for that guy because that's fucked up.
Yeah.
That's fucked up.
Right. So that's the problem.
He told everyone he knew. He fucking called the FBI. Like,
so
terrible,
the thing is about AI, it can be wonderful, but you have to know how to use it, right? You have to write in the prompt, okay, be skeptical, act like a true skeptic, and do not be sycophantic whatsoever. Here's my thoughts on this.
Yeah.
Explain to me where I'm getting it right and getting it wrong. Not, hey, I have this brilliant idea, help me work.
Yeah.
That's just.
Yeah, no, they need I guess they tried to do a based one and it didn't really work out very well either.
That's the problem, right?
Like,
so that's the whole problem is all these things, social media, they all cater to our inner egos.
Well, the algorithm is trained on how to market to us. So it's actually like the algorithmic technology was developed just so that Facebook could run ads.
Totally.
So it's so ChatGPT and all these AI bots, they're trained on that. But that was the reason why the infrastructure was put together. So they only know the world in that. It's like how to get views, how to get clicks, how to get
But here's another thing that's happening. But here's what else is happening. It's literally not, so what people don't understand, ChatGPT is literally just studying our language, and it's looking for patterns. That's it. It's not doing any thinking. It's just studying patterns and going, okay, when this happens, I should do this. When this happens, I should do that. It's called a large language model. So what's happening now is ChatGPT is being used so much that it's learning from itself.
I know the data is already corrupted. It's only been out for a couple of years, and the data is already corrupted.
So it's already peaking.
It's gibberish.
Yeah.
Do you watch that anime? It's based in the future, and they merge with technology. Like they all have like implants and different things.
Not sure.
And and it's like set far off into the future, and the internet is dead. it's like pure fucking chaos, right? And these people can like plug in and go into the internet, but it's like really dangerous to go in there because there's like rogue AIs.
Dang.
Basically, like,
so it's like Matrix kind of.
Yeah, and like all these companies, the future is ran by
some type of corporation.
Is it cyberpunk? Yeah, cyberpunk. You know what I'm talking about?
I don't know, but it sounds a lot
really
like
series, dude.
They're trying to create this dystopia already.
So they're in the future, and the future is ran. There's like no governments. There's corporations.
Of course.
Right.
Which just sounds like, you know who Curtis Yarvin is? Yeah, it's all Curtis Yarvin. That's all he wants. He wants a corporatocracy.
Look this up sometime. It's called, I think it's Cyberpunk AD 2050 or something like that.
Okay, let me look it up here.
But basically all the data gets corrupted. So like they don't even know
Cyberpunk 2077.
Why their corporation was formed originally.
Really?
Like they don't know. Like they're trying to
dystopic.
They're trying to rediscover their purpose. Because all these like futuristic companies, they don't even know why they were originally formed. The internet just basically got fried from AI. But it's called Cyberpunk. They made a video game out of it, but the TV show is anime, Japanese anime, and it's fire, dude. So, fuck, man, we got to do another podcast.
Yeah, man, this is a great conversation.
Rabbit hole. You know what we should do? We should end it on tell me more about Ice Cube's tour. Tell me what are your next tour dates? How can somebody come and see the tour?
Yeah, I mean, I would like to. Yeah, I mean, we've how long we've been talking? Like over an hour, I would guess.
Probably.
Like, yeah. But I think it's good because I wanted to talk about the artist side of what I'm doing, but I don't like that's a whole other. Well, I mean, I don't know when we could do this again. Maybe we'll do it over a screen or like a Zoom.
Again, man. I'll come.
I've got Riverside. Yeah,
I'll just come see you in Vegas. I have family and friends there.
There you go.
This would be a good excuse.
Yeah, because it's really important to me right now to transition from DJ to artist, and this is really like I actually made a song for this tour.
That's cool.
I was inspired. So this was months ago, months before I knew I was confirmed for it, and I want to release it. And I've got a UK producer with a huge YouTube following who's meeting me in Toronto. Who, fun fact, the way I live in Vegas, he's from the UK, but he's actually born in Toronto. We were born in the same hospital. Nice. So we're gonna meet in Toronto at our born city, and we're gonna put this song together for the tour.
Okay.
And we're gonna launch it and everything.
Is this country? No.
No, this is hip hop. No, it's Ice Cube. It's all hip hop. It's a drill beat kind of with a West Coast vibe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like UK drill type.
Yes. He's a UK drill. Right. So I used to watch. I was a fan of his because I love the way he teaches how to make hip hop beats. He's really good. Like this guy's amazing. Nice. So yeah, Jay Cactus. If anyone wants to look him up, we're gonna be doing stuff in Toronto. We'll probably do a talk like this. We'll probably find a little place in Toronto.
I can't wait to see the project.
Yeah.
When it comes out.
Yeah. We got a lot going on, man. I mean, dude, so good to see you.
So good to see you too. So tell everybody where. What's the name of the tour?
It's the Ice Cube Truth to Power tour.
The Truth to Power tour. And
18 cities.
18 cities.
We're in day 5.
Okay.
So 13 more.
And where can people find you?
Online.
So you got your DJ Knowledge. What's your username on Instagram, Facebook?
It's Knowledge, but spelled KNOWLEDJ.
Got you. Okay. And then you have you're active on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok as well.
Cool. Yep, TikTok. I actually post different stuff on TikTok. I try to vary it. So like.
He's got really great content too. He's based out of Las Vegas, but he travels the world with touring world famous performing artists. So,
yeah, it's my jam.
He's a good follow.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, brother.
Dude.
Thank you. Thanks for doing this.
Bro, do it again.
Yeah, we'll do it again. Definitely. I'll come see you next time.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
All right, man.
Right on.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah.